Hello, welcome to my Alchemist cottage. This is my healer. She's going to be giving us the guided tour today. So this is a lovely little garden cottage. It's sort of in the middle of the jungle, and it made sense really to make this an alchemist cottage. So of course alchemy requires a lot of plants, all sorts of mushrooms, all sorts of things like that. So this garden is kind of full of all of those things. So I really wanted to sort of overload it and overplant it almost with lots of different types of plants. And there's some really beautiful plants in the game and flowers. As you can see, I love these vines because they actually move, which is kind of cool. I love the animation on that, and I love these cherry blossom trees. They're one of my favourite trees in real life, cherry blossoms. So anywhere I can put one of these kinds of trees, I will put them. It is kind of nighttime now as I'm giving this guided tour, so I hope that you can see this pretty clearly, but it also does show you some of the beautiful lighting effects on some of the flowers in the evening as well. So over here in this part of the garden, there's a kind of like a little vegetable patch. As you can see, we're growing some pumpkins and stuff here. I've got my scarecrow, which again is animated. You can see all the crows and stuff flying around him, which I think is kind of cool. He kind of looks kind of gruesome. But I kind of like it. I like kind of dark things like that anyway, so that kind of, I like it. There's a well here, of course, because if you're an alchemist, then you're going to need a lot of water to make some of your potions, etc. And again, we've got some scattered mushrooms and stuff around here of all different sizes. There are some actually huge mushrooms in the game, as you can see there, almost like tree size. We've got another plant there, animated. I love these sort of animated plants. They're kind of cool. And then over here, when you first get this house, obviously there are no plants or anything in it. It's kind of very empty apart from the actual shell of the building. There's my chicken. You know, you've got to have a chicken. Just like chilling in the garden. That's kind of cool. And over here there was kind of like a little courtyard area, and so I decided to sort of plant this up. To make it look a little bit more like a cottage garden, I guess. And one of my favourite items in the game in terms of trees is this tree. Now if I zoom in, you should hopefully be able to make that out. That's actually a woman. It's got a face of the woman in the actual tree, and it is actually moving, swaying in the wind. I just love the design of that, and yeah, it just seems like a really lovely focal centerpiece to have in the middle of this courtyard, in the middle of this alchemist cottage. So yeah, I've got that, and again some beautiful lighting effects with some of the flowers and stuff in the game, which is nice because it means that you don't have to have like torches like these hanging around the place. Do you like my torches? They've got like skulls all the way around them as well, which is kind of cool. And so we come up to the main entrance of the actual cottage itself. So here we've just got some candles and you know, some herbs and stuff, the offerings that people have come and left at my cottage. We've got some firewood there because obviously you need to have a fire because you need to be able to boil up your potions and stuff. So let's go inside and see what an alchemist has hiding inside their cottage. So in here you're going to see a lot of paraphernalia. This is the alchemist bench where you can actually craft a lot of potions and stuff that you can use in the game. But you'll see a lot of other things in here. Now there's lots of pots, glass bottles and all sorts that you would expect to see in Alchemist Cottage. This is actually one of my favourite things in the game, and it's, I can try and get it, there we go. It's a little bonsai tree in a glass bottle, which I love. It was really, really hard to get hold of that. But it is one of my favourite things in the game, one of my favourite items. I just think it's really, really pretty. So like I say, we've got lots of paraphernalia in here. So we've got alchemist equipment like this, as you can see, all bubbling away to make all of your potions. Yeah, more test tubes and things here, and some really gruesome, cool things in jars. So we've got some eyeballs there, and you know, some limbs kind of just floating in the water. I think there's a brain in here somewhere as well. I'll show you the brain. I love the brain. There's some test tubes and stuff up there, hanging on, sitting on the shelves. Yeah, here's the brain. If I can just zoom in on it, if we can get onto it. Yeah, there's the brain. It's hard to see. There it is in the jar just behind that test tube. I love the brain. And yeah, some eyeballs there kind of just floating in some jars. So we got some gruesome things in here, but then, you know, alchemy requires lots of different things. Again, we've got some stuff bubbling there in that cauldron. We won't ask what that is. And then we've got the Alchemist's chest here, with lots of different potions, herbs, grind, you know, dry ingredients and stuff to make your potions with. So yeah, this is kind of really laid out with an alchemist in mind, and I really love the way that this came together. It took me quite a while to get all of this equipment, some of it I had to craft, and getting the ingredients and stuff, materials that you need to make some of this alchemist equipment is quite hard. So yeah, this was a work in progress for quite some time, and I really love the way that it came out. So yeah, that's my Alchemist cottage. And like I said in a previous video, I think that I've uploaded probably already before this one, I'm working on making crafting houses for every single profession in the game. So I'll upload those as and when they are ready. But thank you for watching, and I hope you enjoyed that guided tour.